Welcome to the Down to the Wire podcast. My name is Jet, as most of you know, and I am here with.
Oh, I thought you were
I'm here with
introducing me.
silence. Oh.
It's awkward.
All right.
Hello?
Yep. All right. What's going on? Who am I here with?
Oh, I thought you were introducing. I don't know, man. What do you want to call? What are you
All right,
gonna call
guys.
me? 'Cause I
I'm
don't
here
know.
with.
'Cause you know me.
I'm
It
here
doesn't
with
really
Abe,
matter.
aka AB, aka AB the God. If you see him on Twitch, he's kind of an airhead. If you couldn't
AKA
figure it out yet.
24.
So there's that. But anyways, so basically the gist of it here. Oh my God. Anyways, so decided to do a podcast. It was actually Abe's idea, because I had a hot take, and then all of a sudden I see all these people that are getting paid and making a living off of hot takes, and they literally took my hot take. Anyways, it's besides the point. So decided to roll with it, and yeah. So we're just gonna be talking about probably a lot of sports, NFL and NBA. That's the our two main sports for sure, and but we will be talking about music and gaming as well. Today is not mainly. Today is pretty much all sports. So there's that, just NFL and NBA, and yeah. So to get it started, just so y'all know, your boy Jet here. My favorite player of all time of any sport is Mr. Dwayne Wade, because third best shooting guard in NBA history, and you can argue that, but I'm right. Also, favorite teams, the Miami Heat, of course, goes hand in hand. And yes, football, I am a Vikings fan. It doesn't make any sense, but that's okay because it doesn't need to, all right? So, go Vikings. Dolphins suck. Biggs, I hope you hear it. All right. So, Mr. Abe over here is a bit different than me. Actually, on the opposite spectrum in every sense.
Yes. Definitely. Has to be Kobe. Kobe's the GOAT. Don't care what anybody says. Fuck Jordan. Fuck LeBron.
Very hostile.
Diehard Lakers fan for as long as I can remember. Honestly, since I've been watching basketball.
I can attest to that.
And then football team would be Patriots. People don't like it, but it's the Patriots, man. My next door neighbors basically raised us, known us since we were kids. You know them, Judy and them. From New England, so.
Yep.
Call me a Red Sox fan too. Because if I watch baseball, it's the Red Sox.
You're right. But yeah, so.
And
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you know what? We are in the same boat in that respect. All right, Dolphins do suck. And Rawls in that boat with us too, because he's a Jets fan. So there you go. We all got something in common there. But yeah. So anyways, that's it really. That's pretty much all you need to know about us for now. If you know more, you know more. If not, you don't need to. So let's just get right into it. We're gonna start with something that really, I'd say, just came to surface today, hours ago. This man Kareem Hunt has gotten himself into a situation. Is really, I guess, the best way to put it. So basically, yeah. I'm sure most people have heard of it. If you haven't, I'd say go watch the video to get some background on that. But it happened back in February. So it's actually been a while, but he wasn't arrested when the altercation happened. And it's just a he said, she said story at this point. Besides the fact that you actually see the video of him, putting his hands on the woman, that's a whole different scenario. But in regards to why everything happened, she is claiming that they kicked her out because she didn't want to sleep with any of them, him or his entourage, whatever was going on in there. They're claiming that they're claiming that she used the N-word and hit one of the other women that was in there. We did see multiple women in the video, so there was others there. That she hit another woman, and that's why she was kicked out. Either way, he shouldn't have put his hands on her. I think me and Abe can agree on that, especially, if you're in a position of being an NFL player or any professional player of anything. I think you need to just be smarter about it, you know. But
yeah, especially like there's you got people holding you back. Like you just gotta like, come on, Kareem,
yeah,
come on.
it's tough, and your emotions can get the better of you in situations, especially if they're telling the truth about the situation, and she is the one who escalated things, and she was using the N-word and things of that nature. I can understand being upset, but at the end of the day, just kick her out.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah, dude, just kick her out, lock the door. Literally the worst thing that's gonna happen is she's out in the hallway banging on the door and screaming, being a crazy person, and she'll be the one getting in trouble. You're good to go. You know what I mean? So, we'll see what happens with it. I'm curious to see how this plays out for his career. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs cut him, even though he's a great player, and it's only his second year.
Yeah, but I don't know. Especially with the NFL has been with like dishing out punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's weird. They don't really do anything nowadays to anybody.
Well, yeah, because it almost seems like certain people do certain things that you feel would be more deserve more of a punishment, and they're getting nothing, and then people who are barely doing anything, it seems like they're just getting all getting yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So
month-long suspension.
It is interesting. But going into some other NFL news, Melvin Gordon's out. Right, he got hurt. He's been battling injury, I believe, for the last few weeks here and there. Now it's like official. He's not playing. Austin Eckler is going to start. So hopefully for your fantasy teams out there, you picked him up early on. Because even early on when Gordon was playing, I think Eckler was still getting some decent minutes. So I definitely would have recommended picking him up. If you're in a small league, he's probably not picked up. I know he's not picked up in my league yet, I don't think. Totally go pick him up if you're in a small league. Also...
Yeah, definitely. One thing about him, though, surprisingly fast. I did not know because he looked like pretty bulky. I mean, he's kind of small, like 5'10", 200, but it's pretty all muscle.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's what
but he's
the coach was just saying.
Fast. Like his acceleration.
He's pound for pound the strongest person on the team, which is an interesting thing to think about. But yeah, so also Reuben Foster, similar situation to Kareem Hunt, as we know. He was cut by the Niners and picked up by the Redskins. But a day after the Redskins signed him, Coach Gruden already said that there is a chance that he will not be seeing any play time at all. So it is interesting. I guess I don't understand why you pick him up if you don't plan on playing him, because it kind of make it seems that way.
Yeah.
But
I know like the GM and them came out and they were all like, this was a decision that we all made in agreement, accordance, and like they said they stand by their decision, but still it's like, just why? What do people think these days? Like,
yeah, I don't. I mean, that's what I'm like. I just don't understand why you would sign somebody without the intent of playing him. I understand that the NFL, I think, is still investigating his situation and determining a punishment for him, if any. But even if he doesn't get punished,
because I believe he had an incident last year. But turns out the girl was lying. The one last year, the last incident. And he was clear from that. But I mean, like, if this happened like again, and he was actually arrested for it, like, truth hides between the lies sometimes.
For sure.
Honestly, if it's like a second incident like that, it's like, I mean, how far can you believe him if he says he didn't do it? Like,
I agree.
Yeah, it's too much. Like, it can only go so far.
I agree. Next person on the list of a series of unfortunate events. I think we kind of saw this coming with this guy. Is the one, the only, Mr. Blake Bortles. This guy's something else, because I think we all know that he's trash, and he's been trash for a long time. But I find it very interesting because the Jaguars were still one of the top teams in the league last year with him being trash, even though I think last year was probably his best year of his career. I mean, having a phenomenal defense, of course, helps you. We've seen it before. We've seen teams win championships strictly because their defense is so dominant. But you see what happens this year when the defense is not dominant. The Jaguars suck. They literally went from being a team that people thought would make it to the Super Bowl, that were one play away against the Patriots, that they got cheated on or something that happened last year, and they probably would have won, or I forget exactly what happened, but they went from being a top team in the AFC to literally being a dumpster fire. Like, nobody even cares about them anymore. The hype's gone. So, yeah, good old Blake Bortles got benched, and
And he just signed his extension.
Yeah, I mean they just signed him to. Again, don't understand what Jacksonville was doing, and Jacksonville's dead last in cap space. I believe they're negative $18 million in cap space coming into the next year. So you got, I just don't get it. I don't know what they were thinking when doing that, to be honest. But
that's the point. They weren't thinking.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's sad. If I was a Jacksonville fan, I would be pretty upset with how things have been playing out there.
He was a third pick in a draft.
Yeah. So, good old Bortles, man. He's a Madden legend right there, man. Blake Bortles. Good stuff. So, we'll move on to some NBA news now. Abe, you could take that away. I know you got the goods over there.
All right. Joakim Noah, out of all people, 1 year veterans minimum to the Memphis Grizzlies. Yes. I don't know. How do you feel about that? That just blows my mind. Like, who wants Joakim Noah on their team?
I love it.
Like, at this point.
Because Joakim Noah is one of the hardest working players in the NBA. He's one of the nicest players in the NBA as well. I think he's just a great guy to have around the locker room.
I guess he is. I think that's the only reason why. Because he's not really good.
No, he's not. He's not necessarily a great player anymore. But dude, we're talking about but former defensive player of the year. You know what I mean? Like, he knows what it takes. He has the skill set. I just feel like things just haven't necessarily worked in his favor for most of his career. I don't think he's necessarily a bad player.
I guess they could use him. Looking at their roster, I mean, their only true big man is Marc Gasol. Everybody else is like forwards and not really a big body, but still.
And
I guess for the price, 1 year veterans minimum, be nice to just. Because they have like Garrett Temple and so those are pretty young guys.
Dude, you know how the Grizzlies play too. They're a defensive-oriented, pound-the-rock basketball team, and Joakim Noah fits that. You know what I mean? Like the Knicks, they were going down a path of wanting young, stretch players who can shoot the ball. You know what I mean? They're trying to follow the new wave of NBA players. Memphis, until Marc Gasol is retired, probably not going to go down that path. I think the rookie that they drafted, Jaren Jackson, I believe is who they drafted.
Yeah,
kid's a monster.
He was like a defensive player of the year.
The kid's a beast.
Big Ten. So.
And I think once Marc Gasol retires, I think at that point Mike Conley will be older if he's even still playing, and I think it'll be Jaren Jackson's team. And I think he's a great player to build around. I think he could shoot the ball. He could play defense. He's athletic. He could play anything from the 2 to the 4 to the 5. It was a great pick by them, and I think Joakim Noah is a great player to have to help develop someone like that. You know what I mean? High energy, good work ethic. Like, I think it makes sense, and I'm just happy for him because he's a good dude and he's able to be on a roster and make some money, pretty much.
Yeah. At least it's not the Knicks.
Yeah,
anymore.
Exactly. Not that the Grizzlies are much better, I don't think, but as an organization, it's probably better.
Oh, definitely better than the Knicks.
So what else we got?
We have man of the hour, Dwight Howard.
Oh, this guy. Dwight
is undergoing surgery on his back, on his L4 and L5 disc in his spine to help ease his gluteus pain that he's been having. So if the surgery is successful, he'll be out 2 to 3 weeks.
Good old Dwight Howard.
Oh man, I bet that
he's
gluteus was taking a beating.
Wow, okay. We went there, huh? Uh, he's an interesting player. We'll keep his personal life out of it. Shannon Sharp said that as well when people were hitting him up about it, and he's like, dude, I'm not gonna talk about this guy's personal life, and I agree. I'm in the same boat. But as a player,
he's a good player.
Very interesting. As you know, when his time with the Magic, I mean, this guy was an absolute force.
MVP.
Yeah,
caliber,
MVP, multiple defensive player of the year. I mean, unstoppable, you know. But things just, honestly, I think a big part of it is just the league transitioning. I think becoming a shooters league and having the emergence of players like, you know, Karl Anthony Towns, and I can't think of people that are a little bit older than him that are, you know, big men that can shoot the ball. But I think just that transition was really hard on Dwight because he can't shoot at all. So.
Yeah, and some people still, there's still some true big men in the league, but I don't know, Dwight Howard just didn't I know. It got a lot more fast-paced, too, and I don't think Dwight Howard was ever a fast-paced player.
Yeah.
He was, good in the post, would catch lobs, but he wasn't running.
Yeah.
Really running.
I was just, he is super athletic, but he's just not like a fast.
But he wasn't running
athletic.
the core.
He's yeah, definitely. So, you know, I'd say I kind of, I don't know how to feel about Dwight Howard. I was gonna say I kind of feel bad, but at the same time I really don't. So, I mean, it kind of is what it is, you know. It's just, yeah. I guess I wish he won a ring with the Magic when he was his dominant self, because I think if he would have done that, I don't think anything after that really would have mattered, to be honest. So, yeah. What else we got?
Yeah, and just injuries and stuff. Just limited him, man. Just feels bad. But last little piece of news here is Oladipo is out indefinitely with a knee injury. That one hurt my heart.
Yeah, this one definitely sucks. I definitely feel bad for Oladipo because he stepped up. His move to Indiana, easily the best thing to happen in his career, and he's really blossomed into a number one player who can do it all.
The good thing is, it's nothing structural. They said they did all the tests and everything. Nothing structural. It's just soreness, hurting.
Right.
You know, it's good to intervene early though. Don't want to.
Right. No, for sure.
But the good thing is, they did pick up Tyreke Evans, and he has been, I wouldn't say balling out, but he's been contributing.
Really, I didn't even know that he was on their team, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they picked him up free agent. He's averaging 10 points, 3 rebounds, a couple assists. He's a good, bro. I remember Tyreke Evans, Sacramento dude, when he was drafted, bro. Tyreke Evans was.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Rookie of the Year, Tyreke Evans was phenomenal.
Tyreke Evans was
phenomenal.
And then after that, it just went downhill, and then he had a one more season where he was a good role player, and then I don't know. Right now with the Pacers, I think he's in a good spot, a 6-man. I mean, he'll be starting now probably, but 6-man coming off behind Oladipo, 10 points. Nothing much more you can ask for.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I would hope Indiana doesn't just assume or want him to kind of come in and fill the role of Oladipo, because that will not happen for sure.
Yeah, no, of course not. But provide that scoring.
That Oladipo's defense is top notch for sure. But yeah, so let's move on to Mr. Kawhi Leonard here signing his new shoe deal. Yeah, New Balance. Really,
New Balance
bringing the money in here, and apparently, I believe I read that he's gonna be making just about the exact same amount as he would have made another year with Jordan, if he would have gone one more year with Jordan. He's making the same money with New Balance.
Probably more, honestly. I feel like he'd be making more, because I know one of the reasons why he quit out of Jordan was all the rumors. Well, back then were all the reasonings they said were because he wasn't getting paid a lot, and they didn't treat him as that star athlete, which I guess I could see. None of the really companies offered him big contracts or anything, because he was he's a top 3 player. He's a top 3 player in the league. Kawhi's a top 3 player in the league. Him, KD, LeBron. That's my top 3. But they didn't see him as he's not a marketable person. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so they never really offered him contracts. That was like the thing going around. That's why he never wanted. That's why he didn't want to re-sign with Jordan. And they offered him a fat contract
Right.
too.
I mean, you can kind of understand it though. Kawhi's not really a flashy player. He doesn't have a flashy personality like someone like Westbrook. Like, sure, Kawhi's a better player than Westbrook. Like, if you were building a team, you probably want Kawhi. But in regards to marketability and just play style and all those kinds of things, like, as a brand, you're going to make a lot more money off someone like Russell Westbrook than you are Kawhi Leonard, And I think New Balance is a great fit.
This could be a good move for
Yeah, I think it is. Like, because to me, New Balance is literally the Kawhi Leonard of sneakers. Like, they're quiet.
Exactly. Fits his personality.
Yeah, they're quiet. They're slept on, but they're still, like, low-key fire. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally Kawhi Leonard in sneaker form. I think it was a great fit. No pun intended. And,
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things, too, where it's like, people are always like, oh, he's not a marketable dude. But, like, if he re-signed with Jordan or something, they wouldn't be getting this much attention. But he's New Balance.
Oh, right, yeah.
All this attention New Balance is getting now.
Right. For sure. So speaking of Kawhi, we have a little segment that we're going to do here where we showcase some highlights. So Abe went ahead and picked for the NBA side of things. I picked for the NFL side. We'll start with the NBA side since we were already talking about Kawhi Leonard. This is from, I believe, last night, correct? Cool. All right, so...
Wait, what happened? What'd you say?
This highlight video, this is from last night, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So last night, the Warriors and Raptors played. I believe the game went to overtime. And
yes, the Raptors came up on top.
Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard just absolutely put on a show.
KD had 51, Kawhi had 37, and 37, man.
So we're gonna go ahead and run these highlights for you guys. Let you watch it. We'll talk over it. Go over some things that we see.
Before we start the video, though, 14 minutes ago, Adam Schefter just tweeted, Chiefs running back Kareem Hunt officially being placed on the commissioner's exempt list. So he may not practice, play, or attend games. The NFL's investigation began immediately following the incident in February. We'll include a review of the new information that was made public today.
Oof. Well.
And the Chiefs sent Kareem home once they learned about the video. So.
Yeah, I
don't think he's not playing the rest of the season.
I was gonna say
He's definitely out for the rest of the season.
I don't think he's gonna play in a Chiefs uniform again if he does play. Like, I don't.
Yeah. And it's weird too because, like, when this happened in February, there was it was reported by news outlets, but there was no police report, I don't think, or anything, no video or anything. Like, today was
the
footage came out, but I mean, it was reported back in February, but nobody.
Yeah, I know it was reported, and I know no one got arrested because when the cops showed up, there was no actual evidence of something happening that was worth arresting somebody. Because, like I said, it's not like he beat the crap out of the chick. Like, she's not gonna have marks on her. She's not gonna have, she's not gonna be cut or anything. Like I said, the worst thing that happened was her getting knocked over by the other dude when he tried to bum rush out there, So, I don't know. It's just interesting. I think it's a bad situation for him, no matter how you slice and dice it, But yeah, I mean, hopefully, hopefully it just all gets sorted out.
Come on, Kareem.
I don't want it to affect the Chiefs too much. I think the Chiefs are on a roll. That boy Pat Mahomes is a bad man. And I don't want to see them start losing now because whether it's, a lack of, because see now there's a lot of factors that could happen. If coaching's oh, well, we're not going to run the ball now, or, oh, this and that. And then just just it's almost like losing your best friend off of your team, and it kind of sucks. So hopefully they continue to ball out and we'll see what happens, dude. RIP to any fantasy owners of Kareem Hunt. You might want to go pick up whoever his backup is because if you didn't know,
Spencer Ware.
Ironically, last year in fantasy, the two running backs for the Chiefs that were above him got hurt, and I made the choice to go get Kareem Hunt, and he absolutely balled out for me. single-handedly probably won me fantasy last year. So yeah, ironically, similar situation here. Probably go pick up whoever his backup is ASAP. Even the backup to the backup. It's always an option. But anyways, let's jump into this highlight. This is Kevin Durant versus Kawhi Leonard. Fantastic stuff here. I mean, Kevin Durant, dude, I don't like... If you tell me that this man is not the second best player in the world, you're crazy. I know there's a lot of people that want to argue that he is number one. I still don't think he's there.
And
it's up for debate, okay? And I've said this plenty of times. I think that Durant has done a great job of closing the gap between him and LeBron, but I'm still going to take LeBron. You know what I mean? So it just kind of is what it is. And the whole Kawhi Leonard, I used to think that it was LeBron, and then a tier under him was Durant, and then a tier under him was Kawhi. I don't know, like, even if you watch this on defense, like, Kawhi's there, but there's certain plays that it just looks like he takes off. You know, like, he's just not in it to win it. And, like, he's known as being a two-way player, so it's kind of disheartening to see that, I guess you could say. But
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I don't know how much he wants to be in Toronto. I don't think he wanted to be there in the first place. I think that was, the big headline.
I still don't think he wants to be in Toronto, honestly.
So it's tough. Like, people don't... There's people like, oh, suck it up. You're playing in the NBA, this and that. But, like, this is the guy's home right now. Like, he has to live here. He has to go to work every day for a team that he probably doesn't care about the team. He doesn't care about the city. He doesn't want to live there, and he's forced to live there. It's like... It kind of sucks. I know he's getting paid millions of dollars, but it still kind of sucks. So.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like he's just trying to show everybody, like, he's still top player in the world. Like, people were disrespecting Kawhi when he's doing all these moves. And
I agree.
All this stuff came out. Everybody was like, fuck Kawhi and everything. I'm like, why? Like, if anybody else would have done this, like nobody would have cared.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Just because it's Kawhi.
I'm not going to lie to you. Some of these shots, very impressed by that he's made in here.
Kawhi, right? These, step back threes.
A lot of things that I didn't think he was... I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't think he was capable of doing, but just don't know doing it, that well.
You didn't see a lot.
Yeah. He's
definitely doing it. He's definitely shooting a little bit more this season.
And it's interesting, too, because the Raptors... their game plan, the way that they play is far different than the Spurs. Kawhi offensively with the Spurs was able to do a lot of catch and shoot, just find spots and get open. The ball would get to him, just running the plays. I think it's a lot different in Toronto. You see a lot more isolation, just kind of give him the ball and let him do what he does. But yeah, I mean, that was a fun game to watch. Not a lot of scoring in overtime, which is kind of disappointing. Sometimes that, to me, is the best.
Katie didn't actually have any points.
All he had was that 3-pointer.
I think he had
that was it.
Yeah. But he was like 1 for 8 in OT or something like that. It's pretty bad. Bad OT performance. And they only lost by like 2 or something like that.
So, and I'd say we'll get into the topic of the Warriors another day. Because they're interesting, their whole situation, how things could play out, how things kind of are playing out for them. So we'll get into all that another day. We'll jump right into the next video here. This is the one that I picked for the NFL for the highlight is Baker Mayfield. This kid put on a great performance. I think he played really well. He looked really poised. I like the play calling from the Browns. It's the first time that I was actually able to watch Browns highlights. I shouldn't say highlights, just Browns anything, and it looked like they were an actual football team rather than a middle school football team. Because I don't know, dude, Hugh Jackson, to me, I always felt was a terrible coach. I know there were times of not having any talent on the team and yada yada yada, but this season, to me, there was no reason to still be bad. When you watch a game, there were certain points where you could see, all right, this is a player's fault, or this is a really bad play call. And a lot of the times at the Browns, it was really bad play calls. So, I'm glad he's gone. I think it's ironic that he joined the Bengals coaching staff, and this is who the Browns played, and this is what happened. So
Baker ripped him for that too.
Yeah.
The Bengals.
So
made like an IG post.
Yeah, and Baker already said he regrets nothing about the comments that he made about Hugh, and I don't blame him. You know, like at the end of the day, it is what it is. You feel how you feel, and there's no reason to try to lie about it. You know, just put it out there, and whatever happens, happens. You know. But yeah, kid played great. Threw for 4 touchdowns. And then Nick Chubb also had a rushing touchdown. They scored 5 touchdowns in the game, I believe. And
Nick Chubb, dude. Nick Chubb is.
Yeah, Chubb's been playing great.
They got talent, bro.
Oh,
they
for
have talent.
Sure.
They can really be a top team. Not a top team. They can be a good team. They can be.
Dude,
a
if you gave them Belichick, they're a top team in the league. I'll promise you that. I'll promise you.
Yeah, they are. Like Landry. Their rookie, Njoku's good. Njoku's been playing really good this season. Nick Chubb.
Speaking of Landry, that was a great play by
their
him.
O-line's not that bad either.
No, their O-line's...
They lost Joe Thomas, but their O-line's still pretty good.
I wish Joe Thomas could have still been playing to be a part of this, you know? I feel bad for that guy. Just to only get to play during the bad times. I mean, look at that. That's a perfectly thrown ball right there, dude. Like, Baker just... And he just makes it look so effortless, so easy. He just does his little jog up in the pocket... right over the top of 2 defenders. It's perfect. Look at that. Boop. Dot. Like, I mean, come on, dude. Like,
they're good for the future, bro.
100%.
Baker. They have good receivers. Higgins, and then the
Callaway.
the rookie
That's
they
the one
drafted
that
from Florida,
just got the touchdown.
Callaway.
Like,
and he's a beast. The only reason why he was like a top 10 pick, but he had some off the field issues. So yeah.
Same with another player, kind of in that.
Yeah, but he was the best
in
receiver
that boat.
in college.
Not off the field problems though. Eddie Jackson, the safety for the Bears, he didn't have off the field problems. He had just injury problems. Dude, he dropped down. By the way, that was a great play by Baker. God, like that fake where he looked like he didn't even have the ball and he just kept it to his side. Like that was phenomenal, dude. Anyways, Eddie Jackson fell to the 4th round. Fell to the 4th round because of injury problems. And look at him, dude. He has 1 less touchdown than Julio Jones since the 2017 season. Come on now. And this is a great... Look at this. This man got held up and then just pushed in. Like, come on. Come on, dude. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, I love teamwork, man.
He literally got stood up and then someone just came in and just freaking dogpiled it forward.
Lineman.
Yeah.
I love you some Baker, man. Oklahoma, that was a good season. Oh, too bad Oklahoma had a shit defense.
Yeah.
They could have been national champs, honestly. They would have been the national championship game if they had a good defense.
Now see that right there, that pass was bad. And honestly, that was Nick Chubb. That was Nick Chubb who just made that play. That wasn't even a receiver. But it happens to every quarterback, bro. Like, not every quarterback is a god, all right, throwing dots every play. Like, that was so underthrown. Oh, man. But
sometimes.
Yeah, like, sometimes you get bailed out by your teammates, dude. That's why you got teammates. Like, you're not throwing to yourself, you know what I mean? Unless you're Mariota. He throws to himself sometimes. Like, you know, but...
Blaine Gabbert did the same
thing
this season. Oh, Mariota's
That's
injured.
great.
Yeah, he threw it, got batted down. He caught it. Except he caught it, and when he was running, he threw it again, like left-handed. Just threw it like forward. But you're not allowed to throw the ball forward twice.
So I love it. You see at the end,
I love backup QB.
they show Hugh Jackson at the end. Like, God damn, look, he's looking up at the scoreboard. Look at him.
What did he even sign as? What did Hugh Jackson sign as? Like a coordinator or just part of the coaching staff?
I'm not sure. He's like, I think he's the head of something personnel or something. But look at this guy. He's like looking up at the scoreboard like, God dang it. They never put up 35 when I was coaching. Oh, man. Poor guy. Anyways, that's what happens when you're a bad coach.
Assistant defense.
Oh, there you go. Assistant defense, yeah. Well, apparently the defense is trash still because they gave up 35 to the team that he used to coach. Anyways.
I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like they'll make him head coach next season because I mean,
Marvin Lewis is trash too, and I know Meta's a Bengals fan, and he'll back me up on that. He's always preaching about how bad Marvin Lewis is.
He's really bad, but they always keep him every single year.
Well,
it's like,
that's what he was saying earlier. He's like, like this year with Andy Dalton going down, they'll use the excuse that he didn't have a starting quarterback for half the year, so we'll give him another shot. You know what I mean? It's just things like that constantly go on, and that's just how you continue to have a losing. Like, look, that's what the Browns were doing. They were like, oh, Hugh Jackson, he lost every game that year, but like we didn't have talent. And he comes back and they get one win, and he's like, oh well, we got one win. That was like our Super Bowl. I'm like, no, you can't have those negative, not negative, but you can't have those losing things around you in that mentality and continue to think that you're going to win eventually, because you're not. You got to cut ties. You got to move on.
Yeah, Marvin Lewis, I think, is like one of the few people that's like just universally, just unanimously decided not good, like not a good coach. Nobody like stands up for him except the Bengals, apparently, Bengals organization. But
all right,
NFL organization,
so
sports organization.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next segment, similar to the highlights, but a bit different. This one's gonna be the player spotlight. So this is pretty much something where we both picked a player. I have no idea who Abe's picked, by the way. He knows who I picked, so I'll go first. But basically, what the rules I put down were to pick a player from either sport, football or basketball, of any level. So it could be professional, college, or high school, and someone where either maybe you think that they'll be really good a few years down the line, or they're going to have a really good season now, or just someone to keep your eye on because they could be really interesting. And that's kind of what my guy is. So I picked this kid. His name is Tyler Hero. Now, I saw this kid in high school. I found one of his, Ball is Life, Baller Visions, one of those pages that posts those videos. And he dropped, I think 45 or 49 points in a game. And it was about silencing the crowd and all that kind of stuff. So I checked it out. This 6'2" white kid from Wisconsin. And I don't know, there was something about him that was very intriguing. He had an interesting style of play. He kind of did everything. He drove to the hoop. He was a good passer. He could shoot the ball. He was one of those players where he's kind of fueled by people that talk trash. So because people were talking trash, this kid just went into a different zone. But that was his senior year. He's now a freshman for Kentucky, and he starts for Kentucky. He's actually the starting shooting guard. Haven't heard much about him playing in college because he hasn't, he doesn't have the hype that someone like Zion or pretty much the entire Duke team has. But I think this kid, with a little bit of grooming, can actually be a pretty good NBA player. I'm not going to say a superstar by any means, but I think he could be a pretty good player. He's averaging about 11 points per game right now in college. Now, they've only played 7 games, so take that, as it may. But 11 points, a little over 4 rebounds, about 2.5 assists, and he's shooting about 42% from the field and 32% from 3. So not bad. He's shooting 100% from the free throw line, so that's a great thing. You want someone to knock down their free throws. So decent numbers for the kid. Like I said, he's a freshman. He's not going to be a one and done. At least I don't think. I highly doubt it. But I think given a couple years here, he could be all right. I think his biggest problem is just that he's 6'2", and playing shooting guard in the NBA at 6'2" is a little rough.
And his wingspan, I don't know his exact wingspan, but I know because I watched him throughout high school and stuff too, through videos and stuff. He's pretty hated because his commitment decision. But that's
right. I forgot about that whole thing.
He looks like he has really short arms.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, he doesn't. I'd say he has a normal wingspan. Like the average person. But I think he just needs to develop more as a point guard to be NBA ready. I think he's a little too slow, a little unathletic, and a little too short to be a shooting guard in the NBA. But yeah, so he's a very interesting player. I'll go ahead and roll the highlight tape.
Yeah, I think he's definitely has the skill set.
Yeah.
I think athleticism might be his only. I mean, you can get away with athleticism if you're
Right.
good skill wise,
Right.
which I
Exactly.
think he is. I think just athleticism might be a little
Yeah.
problem for him. Just
Now
speed
this
and
game
stuff.
here, he put up 15.7 assists. Not bad. Again, he's not the flashiest player in the world, but he gets the job done. And I do think that his court vision is actually really, really good. See, like that, that right there is one of those plays where you just kind of have eyes in the back of your head, just lobbing it up. By the way, if you don't know, he's number 14, bottom of your screen. But yeah, he's just like that, just beautiful. Like, it's just, you can't ask for better decision making, for especially this is a freshman in college, and usually the only people that have that kind of the poise that play like that, you're talking about people that are one and dones and that are first round picks, and I don't think that he's in that conversation at the moment. So, kid's nice.
I think he'll definitely benefit from being in college.
Yeah, I'd definitely say at least 2 years ago. But look at that, like, then this is something I see him do a lot. One dribble pull-ups are this kid's like bread and butter, and he is almost automatic with it. Like, look at that, just one dribble, just a little step inside the 3-point line, knock it down. Like, the kid's nice. And he knows tempo too. Yeah, this nice catch and shoot. He has great form. Like, yeah, he knows how to keep the pace. To where his team, like, look at that, nice pass over the defender. Like, it's just, there's just certain things you can't teach. They have to have it. You have to have it as a player. It's not something you could be like, oh, you gotta,
Yeah, I think the one thing for him, I think it would definitely benefit another get a little, but just develop his passing a little bit more.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be.
100%.
A guard.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think.
Guard. It's not bad right now, but I know he's never been known for his passing. He's never passed a lot because he's always been dropping like 40 plus points. But that's one of those things, you just gotta play.
And I think his shooting's good enough to be in the NBA. I really do. Like, I don't think he needs to develop his shot more.
Yeah, he's a good shot.
Like you said, I think if on some of his passes, sometimes they seem slow. If he could just get a little more speed on the pass, I think it'll be good. Yeah, just a nice step out. Like, he read that fast break perfectly. Like, he knew kind of how that was going to go down. He's just a good player, smart player, and like I said, he's one of those people that's fueled by people that are hating or talking crap, and I think that, like, that's a big thing, like that could really drive a lot of players in the league.
I mean, he definitely has that drive though, because he I forgot where he was coming.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Where he came from, Wisconsin, I think. Yeah, I think Wisconsin. So he committed to Wisconsin, the hometown university, D1 program, not bad. But I know he wanted. I mean, because I was watching like interviews and stuff, like his story. He said he wanted to. He just wanted to like be like great.
Yeah.
Like, nothing was bad about Wisconsin. But he just wanted like a top D1. And he decommitted with no offers. That was like his only offer, and he decommitted from Wisconsin, junior year, and was like senior year all or nothing, because he had no offers.
Right.
Just plain, I mean, he was a top recruit, but he's putting his everything online, and he bought out Kentucky.
And I mean, how much better? Honestly, I think the only way you can get better from Kentucky is Duke. And I don't even think that's a school thing. I think that's a coach thing. I think Coach K is the best coach, one of the best coaches ever in any level of basketball. Yeah.
Kentucky,
and
man. Just
maybe UNC's up there as well. But yeah, you really can't get much better than that. So yeah, definitely someone to keep an eye out for. Keep his name out. Also, he has a 20. His player efficiency rating is a 20, and his win shares is 1, which basically means that what he's done on the court has contributed to 1 win. And again, remember, they've only played 7 games, so that's pretty good. So who's your spotlight player, Abe? Who we got?
Who do we have?
I like it.
Fox. De'Aaron Fox. People have not been talking about him, but I think he has improved so much this year. Because even last year he showed flashes of what he could be with his speed and everything, and he has a decent little shot. But this year he's just playing like a good, solid starting point. Like a good, not decent, average. Like this
I
man's
agree. Yeah,
he's
that's a
balling.
great pick.
He's averaging 17.5 points per game, and one thing, 8 assists, 7.6.
Right.
I run it. I like rounded. 8 assists per game, 4 rebounds per game, and then like
Mm-hmm.
1.5 steals. Like, and like compared to his rookie season, that's like everything is
Right.
up, and especially his assists. Like if you look at his assists these games, bro, this man has had he's only had 3 games below 3 games
Mm-hmm.
below 10 points this season. 6, 9, and 6.
Right.
Everything else has been 10 plus, 14 plus actually. But his assist numbers is crazy. Was 7, 6, 10, 9,
Mm-hmm.
8, 15, 10, 10, 13, 13, 9, 9. Like this man's turned to a great passer, great facilitator, and I don't know. I never thought he'd be something like that. He's always been like a fast, run the floor,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like Westbrook-esque scorer. But I don't know. I think I could see him turning into like a Westbrook type.
Ironically,
player.
I have a highlight video
Just
up right now. Triple double that he got against the Hawks: 31 points, 15 assists, 10 rebounds. I mean,
31, 15, 10.
What more do you want out of your point guard? You know.
Yeah. Kings aren't doing
But
that hot.
I was gonna say it's not his fault. I mean,
De'Aaron's fault.
it's the
De'Aaron's
Kings,
putting up
dude.
some
Like, what do
numbers.
you?
And he's shooting,
Which is
47%
great
from
for
the
a
field.
guard. Almost 50% from the
This
field. Like
kid's
50% is what you're
balling
getting from your big man. You know what I mean? To be getting that from your guard is fantastic.
Yeah, he's shooting.
And he's fast. Look at like
He is.
bro, like that's a quarterback
Oh,
move.
yeah.
He just looked away the defender and hit that no look pass. Like, come on, man. Like that's I think as well. Besides just on the court, I think off the court he's really come into his own as a leader too. You know what I mean? I think he's gotten comfortable with his teammates and he's just really like he's a vocal player on the court, and I think he's just done a really good job of kind of rallying the people around him. And I think if the Kings could get one really good player to go with them, I think they could be okay, down the line, because they have Marvin Bagley, but who I'm pretty sure is
They're
hurt,
not that bad.
which is
Marvin
why we
Bagley.
haven't heard about him. But he's a great player.
Willie
Yeah,
Cauley-Stein's not bad.
He's
a
good to
decent big man.
complement someone
He's
like
fucking
Fox
huge.
because
Like,
he's fast. He's
almost
one of the
7'4".
faster big men in the league, Like he's
Athletic
young,
too,
and he's just one of those guys that goes up and gets the lobs. Oh, Bagley's. I don't think Bagley is hurt. Well, he's playing in this. This was 4 weeks ago though, but yeah.
I just think I don't know. Bagley's like,
he's
not
interesting.
doing the best.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's not good. He's not bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, he'll. It's gonna be interesting how he turns out. But
Yeah, Buddy Hield.
they have Buddy Hield too. Great scorer.
Very solid scorer actually. He's a bucket guy for sure. Oof. There goes Trae Young missing layups.
Trae Young's good. Trae Young's doing pretty good this rookie. He's showing like
100%.
flashes of like
And something that I try to remind people
I
coming
played
in.
really
I know
well.
we're talking about De'Aaron Fox here, but we're gonna derail a little bit, talk about Trae Young, just because they're playing the Hawks. But something I said coming in, don't expect him to be this dominant player, his rookie year. I was like, what people tend to forget is that Steph Curry took years to become who he is. Trae Young is so far ahead of where Steph Curry was coming into the league, especially in regards to injuries too. Like Curry was injured a lot, but Trae Young is skill wise ahead of where Curry was, and I don't think injury wise he's had to deal with too much that I know of. I think in a few years Trae Young could be something special.
I don't know. See, like I know when people were always like, Trae Young was like, people always said Trae Young was Steph Curry, like, that's who they compare him to. But I never really saw it. I was like, or Steph Curry's like fucking a beast. Like I don't think Trae Young could.
Right.
Like I never saw his game like that, but like his game in the NBA is like it's really, really.
Oh yeah.
Like, when you watch him play, it's
100%.
really similar to Steph Curry. They're shooting that three far as fuck away.
Yep.
They're shooting that three off the screen, off the dribble, not like Clay, just off the screen, jump shot, not but actually off the dribble. And I mean, Trae Young's a pretty good driver from what I've seen. Like he can get to the basket. He needs to work on his finishing a little bit, but he's crafty. He has handles and
for sure.
he's crafty at the basket. And good thing one thing about him too is like he's not scared. Like He's going for that big shot.
Right.
He wants to
Yes.
and last second.
Yeah. I mean, that was
from
how he was in college too. So I think everybody kind of expected that from him. You know, I think that was a big appeal to him, or to the whatever team wanted him. Obviously, the Hawks really wanted them pretty much trading Luka Doncic for him, which I think is still crazy. I would have never done it, but I mean, sometimes you got to go with your gut, and that was what they were, that was what they were feeling. So, Luka, I think he's got a lot of potential, going forward in his career. Guys, something else, dude. To have the height with the point guard skills and shoot the ball, like it's great stuff over there. So yeah, De'Aaron Fox, that was a great pick. I honestly, I'm glad he didn't tell me because I did not see that coming. That was actually a really good pick. A
lot of people sleep on him, bro. Like I would sleep on him honestly until I started researching. I was like, dang, who's a spotlight player? Because I could name like obvious. Giannis has been on a tear. We knew all that stuff, and I was like, what about De'Aaron? Because I like De'Aaron, and like
I agree.
He's been balling out.
All right, so we're gonna jump into this next thing here. We got the fantasy pick'em. All right, I put it in the Discord for you, so you can go ahead and have a better look at it. Here's the deal: you pick one from each column. You have a total of $15 to spend. Obviously, you see the values on the left. Who are you picking? You have 15 total.
$15, right?
What are your picks for fantasy? And obviously, it's dependent on their matchup this week. Some people, I'd say, transcend who they're playing. They're going to have great games regardless. But let me know your picks, and I'll give you mine. And we'll see how close we are. I feel like we might be in a similar boat on this because we tend to have just similar ideas and things like this. But yeah, 15. It's kind of tough, right? But at the same time, to me, I feel like there's a clear cut route to take on this.
I definitely know defense. I don't know why anybody wouldn't pick Ravens for 2. Ravens like people sleep on the Ravens, man. So Ravens had like the best defense in the league last year.
They were maybe
like
top 5
year,
last year. I don't know about best.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Jaguars.
Year, I don't know
about
since last week, but going into yeah, maybe. But going into week 12, I'm pretty sure the Ravens are. Or going into week 12, I don't know about but they were the statistically.
I believe
the best
it. They've played really well this year.
They allowed the least amount of points. I think it's just their offense is just not great. Their defense has always been a great defense, and they're statistically the best defense in the league since when I saw it, which I think was last week. But Ravens number 2. I think that's just easy one for me.
Okay,
easy one for me.
Who's the tight end picker? I mean, I started with quarterback. You started on the other side, so maybe we're not the same here. I went with Andrew Luck for quarterback. I went right in the middle. I think Lamar Jackson and Mariota, like fantasy wise, aren't going to give you the, as good as numbers as Luck is. Honestly, I'd probably pick Luck over Cam Newton as well, just because of how well he's been playing recently. But yeah.
Yeah, and the Jaguars have been mediocre. I definitely want a number 5 though.
Yes, Gurley was my guy as well. Gurley was my running back. At first it was James Conner, but then I realized
I'm going Eckler
over Gurley. Yeah, I was gonna say that's tough, dude. That's tough.
No, Gurley for my number 5 definitely.
Yeah, receiver. I went with Galladay, number 2.
Galladay? What about Adams?
Adams. That's a running back.
The bottom. Yeah, he's a running back. I'm an idiot, bro. I'm looking at the wrong column. I looked at the name.
More. No.
I was thinking of more, but because I mean, the
they
Seahawks
do,
receivers be
but they're hit or miss.
Like they'll always have one big.
Yeah.
Galladay's solid.
Well, yeah.
I want to go Josh Gordon.
Yeah. And I mean Gordon, not playing too bad. I like Galladay just because they got rid of Golden Tate, as we know, and I believe Marvin Jones is still hurt. So, yeah, and I feel like he's the only option for them at this point. But they are going against the Rams defense, which also, that is the defense I picked, by the way. So, in total, I went with Luck, Galladay, Gurley, Trey Burton, and then the Rams defense. That was my... Yeah.
I'm going Burton for mine, too. I'm going Hopkins, Gurley, Mariota, Ravens.
Mariota, huh? Interesting.
Because I think
is Mariota even playing?
Mariota's also one of those players. He can put up high... I don't know.
I mean they posted it, you know, by the way, shout out to Good Morning Football because I took this from them. But I don't know if he's 100% like guaranteed to play. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. I mean, I'd hope he's playing, like you said, if they put him on the graphic, but you never know.
Titans QB expected to start
okay, well,
against the Texans on
Maybe because they got the extra day and it's on Monday. I don't know. Oh, no. That was... Wait, what? They're playing the Jets. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, no. I think he played against...
Okay, I got you.
I think he played against the Texans. Which means he would...
Right. Okay, well...
He's playing against Jets. I think they lost. Yeah, he had... Yeah, I mean... that game against the Texans, he had 303 yards, 22 out of 23 completion percentage. Or 22 out of 23 completion attempts.
He went 22 for 23 on passes. He only missed one pass. Jeez.
Yeah,
wow.
303
yards.
Right,
that's a lot better than I thought.
And he had 6 carries, 28 yards. Like, bro, Mariota's one of those players where, like, he shows, like, really big. He puts up numbers sometimes. And sometimes he looks, like, mediocre. Sometimes he looks, like, really great. That's why for number one, I think it's I don't know. I'd gamble.
That's understandable.
Especially having Gurley and
I can't knock you for that. It's actually, I just didn't think his numbers were that good. I know that's just one game you said, but even that one game, I didn't even think he did that. So interesting. Well, leading right into that, I mean, we're actually the only players we had the same was Gurley and Trey Burton. I thought we'd be a little bit closer there, but that's interesting. I mean, I guess if I were to drop down to Mariota, I'd probably jump up to Hopkins as well, over like going to Zach Ertz or something or Gronk, because that's like, But that's interesting. So last but not least, we have our predictions. I'm just gonna we'll just go down the list of the games. I got them all written down. And we'll just say, who we think's going to win. If it's obvious, it's obvious. If maybe we need a little more explaining, right on. If we need a little more explaining, we'll get into that. Yeah. We know how to talk over here. So we'll start with the NFL, and then we'll go over to the NBA. We have I picked some games out about, over the next week for the NBA. So we'll jump over to NFL right now, starting with the first 1 o'clock game, Chicago Bears, New York Giants. Who are you taking?
Who's the Giants versus
the Bears? Chicago.
Versus
yeah, that to me is a no-brainer. Bears. Giants have been playing terrible this year.
It's a no-brainer.
Trubisky's not playing, but I still am taking the Bears. Trust me, I don't want the Bears to win, being a Vikings fan.
Yeah. Giants.
But
I just can't. Like, I like the Giants, like Saquon and everything. I like the Giants. They got some good talent, but it's just, never bet on the Giants.
I think I'm in the same boat on that one. Colts Jaguars.
Colts Jaguars. I'm going Andrew Luck. I'm going Andrew Luck.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one as well. I think the Jaguars have been playing absolutely terrible. I think they started so good last week against the Steelers. I think it was last week, or maybe the week before. I don't know. But they started so good, and they just blew it in the fourth quarter comeback by the Steelers, and it's a shame. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts as well. Colts have been on an absolute tear. I believe their O-line's been playing like the best in the league over the last however many games. Yeah, they've been killing it. Quentin Nelson's been a monster, like such a great pick for them. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. This one's a little bit harder. Maybe not actually. Cardinals, Packers. Who are you taking? I agree.
Packers.
Again, don't want to agree because they're in our division, but
like I know.
yeah,
It's the Packers, dude. Like I don't know, it's one of those teams where it's like you look at it and it's like it's never like that great, but just Aaron Rodgers makes them so great. But McCarthy's been letting them down. Just their coaching, I don't know, their offense, the way they coach that offense is just like I don't know. I feel it's like kind of like forcing Aaron Rodgers to pull off all these highlight plays every time because I don't know, they just don't. Their offense just doesn't look good. Like the plays they call are just like sometimes it's just like, what are you doing?
I mean, the Cardinals are interesting, but I think after watching them go up 10-0 on the Chargers and then just allow the Chargers to absolutely dismantle, not only dismantle their defense and offense, but their coaching staff, their front office, their fan base. The Chargers just put a hurting on them after that. And I don't think you come back from that. Honestly, I think at that point, I'm going to lose every game for the rest of the season and just call it a year, try to get a high draft pick because I think they only have a max of 2 wins. They have to, if not less. I'm pretty sure the only team worse than them is the Raiders.
They're third in the West, but that doesn't really mean much. Let's see.
Yeah.
They only have. They're 2-9.
There you go.
They're tied with.
I believe it's in their division, which is why they're third, probably. Yep. There you go.
Yes.
Oh, the Raiders got 2 wins. I thought they still only had 1. So there you go. There's a nice surprise. All right, Browns Texans. That's an interesting one. The Browns have been back-to-back wins.
That's gonna be a great game.
Houston Texans though, I'm pretty sure they're on a long win streak, right? Like they haven't lost since the start of the season type thing. Yeah, they're on
an
fire,
8-game win streak. 8 game.
Yeah.
They went 0-3.
So I mean, I'm taking Texans here. Although I would love to see the Browns win three straight games. I mean, Jesus, dude, I think Cleveland would blow up at that point. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the 8-game win streak. I'm gonna go with Hopkins. I don't think anyone could guard Hopkins in the league, let alone little old Denzel Ward over there. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's great player. Would love to see his rookie premiere get upgraded in Madden, but again, that's for another day. So, Panthers Bucks.
I'm looking at these scores. Texans have been barely winning.
Well, the Texans have always been like that, though. They're always like really grinded out wins, Panthers Bucks. What do you think?
I really want to go for Browns, man. I really want to go for the Browns just because fucking Baker, but
okay.
I'm going Browns.
I am. I'll
you
stick
can go
with
Texans.
that
I'm going Browns.
Panthers Bucks. Who do you got? I just said
Bucks
Panthers
Jags, right?
Bucks. Okay, Panthers Bucks.
Honestly,
who do you got?
Cut out. That's not the point, though. Panthers.
Yeah, I agree. That one's kind of a no-brainer to me. Even though the Panthers kind of lost a step, but I think
Cam's had a really good season. They did lose a step, but they actually have a really good. It's the second time they're playing. Look, the last time they played the first week in November. They got blown out. The Panthers beat them 42-28. Yeah, Cam Newton.
Here's in your division actually, Bills Dolphins. Who are you taking? This, believe it or not, this one's maybe tougher than you would think because both teams are trash. I do think Tannehill's back.
That's true.
For the Dolphins, I believe. So that is something to think about. I don't know. Some odd reason I feel like the Bills are going to win.
Honestly, I think the Bills are going to win too, just because Dolphins, even if Tannehill's back, like I don't know. I'm pretty sure Jakeem Grant's injured.
Jakeem Grant.
It's
I
the
think
Dolphins,
he
bro.
might be injured.
I hate the Dolphins. No, he's injured. I mean, Dolphins are 5. Yeah, but they're on a 2-game. The Dolphins, I just yeah. I'm not going with. Yeah, but it's the Bills. I hate both those teams. So I mean, just to spite Biggs.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Shout out to Biggs. We're taking the Bills. Well, I'll bet on the game too, Biggs, if you want, if you're listening. There we go. Broncos, Bengals. I don't have the Bengals winning any more games this season, so I'm going to go ahead and go with the Broncos. I believe if they're not on a win streak, they're on a streak of almost winning games against really good teams. I believe that's the boat they're in. I know they've had a few games this season. Yeah, I think they're rolling right now. Yeah, they're getting it together right now.
2-game win streak. They're on a 2-game win streak.
Some of the teams that they lost to, though, were really good teams, and they lost by a little bit. So, yeah. I think this one...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they lost to the Texans by 2 points.
Yeah, exactly.
They only lost to the Chiefs by 7 points. They only lost to the Rams by 3 points. Yeah. So, I mean, their defense is doing something.
To me, for them, this should be just a walk in the park. No offense to the Bengals. Losing Andy Dalton sucked. But it is what it is. So, yeah, I think the Broncos should have a good game there. Nice confidence booster. Give them a little 3-win streak, Feeling great.
I mean, they can go
there you go. Yeah, so they're ready. After.
Broncos still have a good chance of making the playoffs, honestly. I think they're still... No, actually, I lied. No. Even if they win 3 games in a row, 6, 7, 8, but the Chargers are 8-3, Chiefs are in the same.
That's tough.
Both in the AFC West, Chiefs and Chargers. So yeah,
unless there's just other AFC teams that are trash.
Unless
because,
they blow all their games in the Broncos.
I mean, you could have a full division of teams going to the playoffs. Yeah. It's only that top team that gets the guaranteed spot.
See, that's why. I don't think they would make it, but I mean, they're in that one position where their record's not bad enough to where
right.
They're playing some bum teams. They're better than these teams that are coming up. So if they win those games, they're going to be at a spot where they're not going to have.
Yeah, a high draft pick. Not making the playoffs and not getting a high draft pick. That sucks. Right.
Yeah, they're going to be that team, and it's going to be.
Up next, this is an interesting one. Ravens versus Falcons.
I'm going to go Falcons just because I don't think the Ravens' offense is going to be up to par for the defense.
Yes, he's making his comeback.
Jones playing this week? Yeah, I don't think the Ravens' offense is good enough to overcome. I mean, the Falcons' defense isn't that good anymore. It's still pretty good, but it's definitely not when they went to the Super Bowl caliber. But the Ravens' offense is not good. The Falcons' offense is so much better than the Ravens' offense.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I think for me, I'm just a big Lamar Jackson fan, so I think I just want to have faith that he's going to be great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love to see Lamar.
But I think I'd give the edge to the Falcons slightly. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens win. I'd be surprised if the Ravens blow them out, though. That's for sure. If that happens, I'd be like, whoa.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's either going to be a really close game if the Ravens win, or the Falcons are just going to win either way. But
did
Tony
he?
Jefferson.
Well, I'm not gonna say he's bad. But he's not I don't think he's a game changer type player. But yeah.
No, just keep.
Rams Lions. To me, it's kind of a no-brainer. I'm taking the Rams over any team. I do think they're the best team in the league, even above the Chiefs, just because the Rams not only have offense, but they have defense as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, the
and Talib's coming back.
If the Rams didn't have a good pass rush defense,
Talib's coming back. So
the Rams.
There's that. Yep. Chiefs Raiders.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, but honestly, if the Rams didn't have that good pass rushing defense, that great D line,
I agree.
Chiefs would destroy the Rams. They were but the Rams, bro, Darren Donald,
Michael Brockers, who's turned out to be great.
Even that one, I can't.
And they picked up Fowler.
And then that one guy, I forgot his name, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do have Fowler. And then they had You
talking about that dude with the weird name that took off? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an outside linebacker, I believe.
Samson.
Yeah.
He had 2 touchdowns, 2 defensive touchdowns. He was taking.
Chiefs Raiders. Again, no brainer. Raiders are literally the worst team in the league. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the worst.
This one's interesting. Jets versus Titans. What are you taking? Yeah, Jets versus Titans. This, Sam Darnold is not playing. Actually,
I don't mind the Jets.
He's been hurt.
Like
he hasn't played the last couple games, I believe. I think he just came back to practice. I don't think he'll be playing this week though. Yeah.
Yeah, he was listed as questionable.
Yeah, so there's a chance, but I doubt
Sunday,
it.
So though, I think if he doesn't play, if he doesn't play,
honestly, I think even if he does play, I think I'm still gonna take the Titans there. I think. I don't know. Sometimes you just get a feeling, you know. Yeah. Next game, I already know who you're gonna pick because I already know who I'm gonna pick, and that is the Vikings versus the Patriots. Literally, both of our favorite teams. Obviously, the Vikings are gonna win because we're better and we're cooler, and Kirk Cousins over Tom Brady.
Definitely
just simple mathematics.
This season.
Nah, I think it'll be a great game. I could see either side winning pretty easily, actually. I feel like it's just going to come down to which side doesn't collapse in some form of the game, if that makes sense. Whether it's one side's defense or maybe the run game not working or something like that.
I think it's gonna be a defensive battle because the Vikings they have good defensive players, but sometimes the Vikings looks like they're fucking scrubs and they have
100%.
Some of the best defensive
and I
players
don't think Rhodes is playing, which is not necessarily a bad thing. This Holton Hill kid that's come in and filled in for him has actually been playing great. Sometimes I think just kind of what we talk about with college sports, I think having someone come in that kind of wants to prove something is honestly better than just having your star player sometime, they have a lot more to prove and they'll risk it, for the biscuit. So
I mean, your two big ones are Rhodes is questionable, Diggs is questionable. So
we'll see. It should be fun though. 49ers Seahawks, again, to me it's a no-brainer. Seahawks have been playing pretty well recently. This is going to be a really good one here. I'd say the last two games here are going to be good. So Sunday night game is the Chargers versus Steelers. I think that'll be a great game. Both teams are getting their crap together right now. Obviously, Phillip Rivers out there breaking records for pass completions, which is pretty insane. And then you got Big Ben, who just broke the record. For some record for most games with 400 yards or 300 yards or something like that, or at least moved up in the ranks in that list. Yeah, something along those lines. All I know is both teams are playing great. Both are AFC, playoff pushers. So yeah, should be a very interesting game. A lot of fantasy players in there as well. So we'll see what happens.
Wow, I like the Chargers, man. Phillip Rivers has been top QB in the league, I think. I think he's been the top 5 QB this season.
Probably top 3. If you really delved into it, you could probably, because I'd say Kirk is number 5, and I know he's got to be above Kirk, So, yeah, definitely. I'm glad that's the night game. Hopefully, it'll end a good day of football, and then the Monday night game. Not necessarily that the talent's good in this game, but Eagles versus Redskins. Yeah. Divisional game, and that division's really close. So yeah, that's a big game for positioning and playoff status. So we'll see what happens there.
There's actually some pretty good games.
Yeah.
NFL games on. Hope they're exciting.
Yeah, sometimes you can look at the names and say, oh, that's gonna be a great game, and it's not. It happens. But yeah, so there's the predictions. I think we agreed on pretty much all of them because sometimes it is what it is. There's no you know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's the Vikings, Patriots. Suck.
Yeah, so we'll jump over to the NBA side of things. Tonight, I think already happening is the Wizards Sixers. It might even be close to being done by now. I haven't looked at the score. I'd probably say Sixers would win because there you go.
Sixers
that makes
destroyed the Wizards. 123 to 98.
Exactly.
Wizards
Nuggets Trailblazers, I believe, is later in the night. I believe it's a 10:30 game.
I love the Trailblazers, but the Nuggets are really good, and the Trailblazers have been getting blown out. I'm pretty sure they played the Nuggets like 2 days ago, and they got blown out by like 40.
I mean, yeah, Nuggets
are
definitely
good,
they've put together a good team. I love Jokic. I think the dude's a monster. Such a versatile player, being able to shoot, pass, post up, mid range, finish inside, play defense. Like, I mean, I don't know what more you could say about the kid. He's great.
And they have a good backcourt, like Jamal Murray and Gary Harris. Jamal Murray's he's a good around 20 points per game scorer. I mean, I don't like him because he fucks the Lakers up every single time they play, but it's not the point. Yeah, I mean Will Barnes coming back soon, but he's decent. Yeah, they don't have a bad roster. But they play well together. This is definitely one of those teams where like their roster is not the great. You look at their roster and you're like, this is really a top team, but they've shown that they can ball out.
Hello? There we go. Celtics Timberwolves. My mic just like messed up. Oh, hold on. Maybe you can't hear me in Discord. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Why is Discord acting up now? Okay. Alright, here we go.
I can hear you Discord.
Alright. Yeah, I think my mic got unplugged a little bit or something. Celtics Timberwolves. What do you think? No.
Okay. I'm going Timberwolves, honestly. Wait, actually. Man, that's a tough one. Because I mean, the Celtics.
Right.
Celtics have not been playing up to par. The Celtics have not been playing what they should be like. But then again, the Timberwolves don't have Jimmy Butler anymore. Okay, yeah, I'm going Celtics.
I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go Celtics. I really, I like Kyrie Irving. Yeah,
they're gonna have to turn.
And I definitely think they will. But I love Kyrie Irving. I love the way he plays. I love the way he's been playing this season. Some of the shots that he takes and makes are just, mind blowing. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Celtics as well. Thunder versus Pistons. Like I was saying earlier before we started, the Pistons big sleeper team. They've been playing great. Blake Griffin's really shown that he can be a very dominant player. Yeah. So what do you think? Thunder versus Pistons. Who are you taking on that one? Because I think for me, I'm gonna go with the Pistons.
I am going with the Pistons because
because of Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin's been he's shown that he's
right,
just good. Mm-hmm. People doubted him. I feel like I'm going solely because Blake. I mean, Drummond too.
Yeah, he has his times.
I think Drummond slept.
Sometimes he's trash. Sometimes he's good.
I definitely feel Drummond's been slept on. He's really a vital piece.
What else we got? Sixers Raptors. Battle of the higher teams in the East. What are you thinking there?
Raptors. Sixers are good, but I mean the Raptors, honestly, surprising team. But then again, Raptors.
Yep,
always
I was
like
gonna say
that
great
one
in
good
regular season,
team, and then once
and
they get to the playoffs,
well, hopefully it's different because
now,
LeBron's not there. I mean, LeBron is
just
the person that knocks them out of the playoffs every time. You know, they can beat other teams.
It is true. Honestly, seeing the Raptors versus, I want to see that in the finals. I want to see Raptors Warriors in the finals. Obviously, I mean, I'd want to see Lakers over. But if the Warriors make it to the finals, I'd love to see Raptors.
I think that the Raptors are the only team that would do something to the Warriors. You know, I just the Celtics maybe.
If
good.
the Celtics were playing,
right,
like clicking like they were last year, playing good, like I think they're the only other team that could compete. Either them or the Raptors. I mean, I'm still a little iffy
same.
on the Sixers. But the Sixers, because I mean, Simmons, Redick, Butler, Embiid, like it's a good team because you got your shooter in Redick, and Redick's not inconsistent. Redick,
okay,
like, and then Jimmy's just
and a great defender as well. You drop him on Curry, and you'll be alright. Yeah, Ben Simmons guarding Durant, and then you got Embiid down in the middle. Yep.
They're big.
It'd be interesting. I don't think they'd beat the Warriors just strictly off of the way the Warriors play. I think is enough to win. Also, nobody could guard Kevin Durant. You know, I'd love to say Ben Simmons has a shot, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Honestly, I think at this point, I kind of want somebody just to knock the Warriors out before they get to the finals. I think that's really all I care about. Especially considering this year, like, you know, we've been so accustomed to just seeing LeBron go to the finals in the East that it's going to be the first time it's not going to be a LeBron team in the East. And I would love to just not see the Warriors, you know, just as like something to just kind of complement the Eastern side.
I would definitely
we'll see. All right, 3 more here. Pistons versus Bucks on the same day, next Wednesday. What do you think? Because, I mean, this is literally, what, 2 and 3 in the East, right? 2 and 4, so...
2 and 4.
I mean, and the Bucks have been killing it.
Right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Giannis is MVP. Easy MVP. My MVP candidate. The Bucks been good. Josh Henson is a great role player. Oh, looking at the matchups, I think you know what? You can give me your thing first. I just want to see what you guys say.
I'm gonna take the Bucks. I am.
Okay, yeah, I really like the Pistons though, but I mean Chris Middleton,
Bledsoe, they're gelling. Good. I'm also a big fan of
Brogdon,
Dante
Giannis.
DiVincenzo, their rookie. I love this kid in college. I watched him since he was a freshman in college at Gonzaga, and kid's just something else, you know. So yeah, I'm not saying he's gonna go in and drop 50 or anything, but I think he's a great player off the bench. I think he's a lot of fun to watch. You know.
I think I'm gonna pick the Bucks just because.
Yeah.
Just because Giannis, but I mean their guards like Brogdon, Henson, all of them. Like, I think they just match up better looking at the rosters and like play styles of the Pistons. Like the Pistons, they're starting.
No.
I think Stanley Johnson. Like,
I think Johnson's a small forward or shooting guard. I think Reggie Jackson's a point guard.
That's what I'm saying. Who is the Pistons guard? Honestly,
I'm pretty sure it's Reggie Jackson. Yeah.
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm taking.
That's.
I'm taking Aaron Bledsoe over Reggie Jackson. They did get Luke. Luke Kennard, I think, is coming back soon.
Yeah.
Their rookie last year. He's a shooter.
That should be a good game. I'll probably tune into that, see what's up. Because it's not like the Heat are doing anything because we're trash. All right, last 2, Sixers and Pistons. I know the Pistons have been on here a lot, but that's just because they're a great surprise team. But playing the Sixers, that one.
I'm going Sixers for that one.
You know, I'm gonna go with the Pistons on that one. Actually, I don't know why.
I think they already played and the Pistons beat him. I think
Yes,
when
that
Drake
was on
dropped,
the Sixers.
Drake.
When
Drake,
Blake
yeah,
Griffin
man, when Drake
dropped 50,
on
yes.
him. 50, right?
Yeah.
Dropped.
Yeah.
He like
That was on them.
buzzer
So.
beater.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like the Pistons in that matchup for some reason. I mean, we'll see what happens. I think the Sixers are either really good or really bad. So, yeah.
That's true.
And last one is
true.
going to be the Warriors versus the Bucks. Now, don't worry. There's no Heat games either. Don't worry.
See the hate.
But yeah.
So you're comparing Heat to the
yeah, we're
Lakers.
both playing pretty bad actually.
Okay. What are you talking about? We won like our last 9 out of like 12 games.
We haven't, so. Anyways, Warriors Bucks. Obviously, I feel like you could pick the Warriors to beat any team in the league at any time. But what do you think the Bucks are gonna do to them? What do you think they're gonna put up a fight or what?
They can put up a fight, but no, Warriors. I think Warriors just a safe bet. I'd always like to pick against the fucking Warriors.
Yeah,
but,
you can't. I mean,
the Warriors are just good. I know they've been having roadblocks. Well, I mean, a lot of people.
Right? Yeah, Curry's missed a decent amount actually
against the Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
I think Curry's coming back next game. They play.
I didn't even know Draymond was out, so that's interesting.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been
been on rest, huh? In other words, that's the coaching staff saying, "Hey, bro, stop causing problems. We need to keep winning." Yeah. Interesting. Well, there's the predictions. That took a little bit longer than I thought, but that's all right. Yeah. I mean, I kind of figured. That's all right. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it for the first podcast, dude. I appreciate everybody that came out, hung out. I will be taking this and putting it up on YouTube, and so anyone who couldn't make it to the stream can watch it on there. If you want to rewatch it, maybe that'd be cool too, or at least just jump on there, drop a like for your boys. We'd really appreciate it. Yeah, episode 1 down to the wire. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Tune in next time. Hopefully next week, either on Friday night or sometime on Saturday. Keep you guys updated. Make sure you follow the Twitter at DTTW Podcast. It will be in the chat if you need that. Or if you already follow me on Twitter at Jetliners. I posted it on there multiple times. And you'll be able to see it on there as well. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. And Abe, appreciate you co-hosting. It was good stuff today. And yeah, so we'll be back next week. Hopefully we have some more. Yeah, we also have 2 other people that we'd like to do this with. Just, schedules are kind of crazy with everybody. But we'll see what happens. And hopefully we'll have some more development on some of these stories, including Kareem Hunt mainly. See what's going on with him. Yeah.
Yeah, now these
and we'll have some more spotlights for you guys. Maybe do some comparisons for things. And of course, we will have more predictions because I want to see if we're right. I'll go through and mark, who we chose to win, and we'll see how well we did. I feel like a lot of them we kind of took some safe bets. But I think we should do pretty good this week, So we'll see. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thanks for tuning in, and talk to you soon. Peace out.